On the Chris McCausland show today, our very own Rachel Riley. How are you feeling, Rach?
I'm very happy to be here.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks.
Our pleasure.
No, absolutely. Let's get ready.
Well, as anyone with a kid will know, it's the school holidays, and my kids broke up at the end of June.
No.
Oh.
So basically, this is why I'm here. It's just an excuse to get out of the house. It's fine. They're 2 and 4, and we've got 11 weeks with them. I know I had them, but 11 weeks with them is quite a lot. And the school, you know, the activities, the summer stuff doesn't start until they're 5 years old. So I have to look after my own kids.
Oh, it must be your own rights.
My own children.
It's too long, though, isn't it? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, all they say, they just wake up every morning. Can we go to soft play? Can we go to soft play? Can we go to a water park? Can we go to a water park and soft play? Can we go to all the water parks? We live in London. There are no water parks.
Belongings in order. And I am the man to do it. For the last half an hour in science centre.
I flew from Southend Airport
Yeah.
about a month ago. You don't even have to take stuff out of your bag now. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Southend.
You can go Southend to
You
Dublin.
need
I never
to.
thought.
The thing is, isn't it?
Luton.
Yeah, well, we're walking through.
Doctor's appointment. I will often. Sometimes on a bus. Or
Well, you've been on Countdown, a good
dictionary corner a good few times.
Yeah,
So.
we've got a little thing on the show here. Is it a photograph of a photograph being taken?
It does look like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just looking. It looks like I've just had a baby by the angle. Have a show, Colin Murray.
I think
Yeah.
fighting talk with Colin, and
Yeah.
we formed the kind through a season. If you do it towards the end of a season, where in dictionary
No.
corner.
Do you do that thing?
Yeah.
And they give you the words that you.
Oh, I remember the first time. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, well.
Sometimes they say a word in my.
Some people coming on a dictionary corner and coming up with this absolute cock and ball story about how they've come up with this word.
Really?
And when they get the meaning wrong in the midst of this story, that's just perfection.
Yeah.
More
But I mean, I met you probably the we have ever had at the numbers round, and I'm not joking.
Because
Chris
I'm
is
so-
there are plenty of people who could have watched 60 and 70 and would not have been able to rest.
But Neil, you love a quiz, don't you, mate?
Oh,
you love a.
on it and Colin. Yes.
Really?
I asked you.
Yeah.
And
Where was I when you
found out
asked me?
about the money?
Lies.
So people bring.
Sent me with facts, and we were just kind of geeky, and we would fact, and then in the first half we just throw facts to each other. So Kay was buried with a bone that wasn't his.
Buried with a what?
A bone.
In the back of that.
I've never heard the lamb chop assassination carvings on whalebone, and Jackie, kind of random facts like that, or facts. Yeah, it's yeah. I had to do a pod. So anything like that, we just kind of collect weird facts and talk about.
I mean, I'm learning all my best facts from scrolling through Instagram these days. But one of them, you know, Sally Ride. So NASA sent Sally Ride. Big deal. NASA was sending a woman, an actual woman, into space for 6 days.
Yeah.
And they asked her, would 100 tampons be enough? The women who are here are laughing, and you're going, is it?
I've gone on a zero-gravity flight, actually.
How many tampons did you take?
It's the rocket, it's the comet vom. They figured out that if you do 20 kind of up and downs, parabolas, most people get sick. But if you do 60...
Did you end up on that?
I did it. I'm...
Sucks, because I'm hoping to knock the socks off both of you with this one.
Go on.
I am.
Mind that if you want the times in. Right, Rachel?
You are right.
Is your mind blown, Neil?
Blown into so many bitches.
And I just end up saying.
I dived with sharks in New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah.
What kind of shocks?
We'll try and do the kind of...
And are you going to take your show?
I don't realise how few... You will know, but for getting through the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and you know you're not doing... And they can get through to the second layer. And that show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to be dissecting some of the big stuff, Riley, and take a look at some of the big news.
Yeah.
We go with the airport. I mean, do you think this is... She sued her boyfriend because he's a dog. He didn't show up for that. She had to pay for...
Right.
She sued him.
And she's suing him.
Suing him.
Under what basis? I mean, this is...
Blood gets to
I mean,
all sorts
does she
of
still want to stay with him? I mean, are they still together? or
No,
have they
they've
broken-
separated now.
They've
But
Yeah.
and Rachel, I mean, what sue you for if you could get away with it?
For?
Yeah.
I mean, probably emotional distress for making him watch years of Man United.
Oh.
I mean, we met in the David Moyes years.
Oh.
So he kind of skipped all the glory and the winning and the fun.
Yeah.
And he joined up front.
Oh, all he had
I
is...
think, you know when you know that they're the right person for you. I'd been out doing some event and I got home.
Fertility test.
He had the football on himself and he just was complaining about how bad Phil Jones had been, and I just thought, oh, you know, he's come around
the
to
man
the
for
United.
me.
He's the man for me.
OK, let's reckon.
Yeah, I would
you
guess
would have said Edinburgh as well?
Yeah, because Edinburgh of Yorkshire.
Yeah. There's ghosts specifically from...
I mean, is that something to draw the tourists in? Are they saying, we've got ghosts, come here?
Let's go. We've got the most ghosts. And
And
like Leeds will be like...
Mother?
No.
In a word, no.
No.
No, never.
I mean, if there were ghosts, would you go back? I mean, if you were a ghost, access to anything,
Yeah.
you would just go to the hottest person that you know, wouldn't you? You wouldn't just rock up in York.
Right. Oh, so you're saying if...
Yeah, I mean, I think if we were being honest, I think most people would say that, surely.
No. The police, I think.
You'd come back as a police ghost.
A police ghost, yes.
You're not doing it in this life.
Like a... Ooh.
Music, okay? Playing their new... Delamere and Rachel Riley and a show. I have got a mystery guest. Well, shall we join me in welcoming...
Once or twice.
Once or twice.
Hands.
Thing.
Is there a specific part of your body that you're known for working with?
Yes.
Well, you have hands, obviously, but it's not your hands. Is it something?
More her mouth. More her mouth. Yes.
Okay.
Come on, have a guess, Neil.
I do want to have a guess. None that I can guess at 8:30.
No, I
Are
don't.
you a tooth model?
Almost.
A tea Oh, really?
Oh.
Head of
Nice
tea
job.
for Fordham and Mason. And
Be cool. And wine and tea.
yeah.
And
I've never woken up...
Tea, different types of teas in the cupboard, and you only go for how many have you got in your cupboard?
about 8. this. So
Sounds
you're
like somebody let off.
I'm getting Mombasa.
Guwahati.
Yeah.
He's using his beard as a
Oh,
sip.
Should we get the next one?
But these guys, they sinensis. It's just where it's grown.
Right,
but
we all get slurping. There we go.
and I think
smooth.
people are really put off by green tea.
Smoky Earl Grey sounds like a jazz musician.
So Earl Grey's normally... So we've put a little bit of
It was a perfectly reasonable question.
Can you
A little bit more about tea now.
Yeah.
Tea to the country's provider of the most...
I bet it makes a terrible cup of tea. I've never tried it. Can you believe that?
89.
We had my 3,000th anniversary a while ago, so it's
Yeah.
3,000 and a few hundred, I would imagine.
not keeping-
And they just surprise me occasionally with a bouquet of flowers.
Scratching it into...
16 years I've been there now.
Yeah.
I'll always 16 years in. I'm enjoying it.
42 years, isn't it? What do you think it is that makes it so popular?
Well, I mean, I used to watch it after school, so at 4 o'clock it was 15 to 1, 4:30 it was countdown.
Yeah.
And even as a kid, you can play with your, you know, I used to play with my little brother. Even
Yeah.
at that age, you can make cat or dog or whatever. And now we get people who, they tell us they've watched the show since it first came on, or people watched it with their grandparents, and now, you know, often on maternity leaves, people watch it with their kids and they learn their letters from it. So it's just something active, and it's an old, comfortable pair of slippers that you don't need to catch up on every show. You can still get the grasp of the storyline.
Yeah.
Good thing is,
Previously on Countdown.
Just finished uni, I was 22, and they had, I think, I've heard different stories, but 1,000 or 3,000 applications. They interviewed 100 of us in the studios, and they took 6 of us up to the studios in Leeds for a screen test. I'd never been near a studio in my life before.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous, I ate 1 shreddy for breakfast. That's all I could get down. The camera and my producer lied to me, and thankfully I'm really gullible. So he said, you know, you've already done the test for the maths bit, so you've already passed that. This is just a screen test, which was absolute nonsense. It was a proper test to see if you could do the numbers under pressure. And thankfully I believed him, relaxed, and could do it.
Wow.
Even that, you know, I did a nice numbers round and was about to draw it up, and the person pretending to be the host was talking to me, and I was trying to get the lid off this permanent marker. And after a few seconds of trying to be cool, trying to get the lid off and perform in front of the camera, I realised the lid was already off. Put the hand down.
Can
and
imagine
carry
the
on.
meeting after. Already discussed. He was one of the...
He was so...
How was that?
So my dad always worked for Japanese banks, and he was on a business trip in Japan when Man United were in the World Club Champs. So my dad went to see the semi, and then we got through to the final when he extended his trip. And flew back after that game, and the poor Man United team just happened to be on the same flight as my dad, so he had this captive audience. And he's from Salford, so he's been going to United since 1960.
Yeah.
So he went round everyone getting autographs, and then he went and badgered Sir Alex and said, "Did you know, by the way, my daughter's about to start this job on Countdown. She's a massive red." And then, lucky enough, I did mastermind with Man United, met Sir Alex, and he remembered my dad mithering him on that plane.
You just suddenly like...
Sometimes it happens, but I mean, like I said, we've done over 3,000 shows, and we don't cheat, so that's the point of it. When I was a kid, you want to watch it and you want to beat Carol, and I know people are, you know, sitting at home wanting to beat us, and that's the point. We don't use computers, so you can. So I kind of, you know, resigned myself to I'm not going to get them all, because I'm quite competitive.
I like it when...
The person has tried to give me the answer over all these years, and they got really told that doesn't happen. Because even if I get told the answer once, then my whole credibility is gone, and that's the thing that I love doing. Even, you know, I got the job with no experience, but it's my numbers game. You can't take that away from me.
I'm going to a board down there somewhere for you to...
Oh,
yeah,
she's
Forget about me. Right.
I want you
my
to...
showbiz age and my real age.
Yeah. Whichever age you prefer. I'd like you to add that to the number of presenters that there have been full-time presenters on...
42.
And I would like you to times that by Manchester United have won since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. I'd like you to work...
do this as well?
I'd like you to work that out. Answer.
It's the number that Liverpool won in the preceding 40 years. It's a big fat zero, Chris.
Oh, she takes... brilliant. Well, a bit more. See you in a bit. Rachel Riley, earlier on, you met him 11 years. Enjoy a dance together?
I mean, around the kitchen we do. But, I mean, since we've had babies, we've not had much of a chance. But before that, we used to go to a salsa club wherever we were in the world. So we danced in... There's a salsa club wherever you go.
Yeah.
And it's better if people don't know me.
So what's salsa?
Dancing, Chris.
It's
got that Cuban
I just
flavour.
I like salsa.
Enjoy. I think you should give it a go.
Yeah,
he's always
a bit of a show off.
I don't get much of him at a wedding because there's always mothers of the bride.
Everybody wants to go.
Yeah, everybody wants to go. But you know what? My best friend got married in Scotland last year, and he can't do a ceilidh. That was quite interesting.
You were delighted, were you?
Very well. There were a few drinks, a few whiskies involved.
I did Strictly in Ireland, and were you genuinely terrified?
I had PT.
Outfits were amazing. My first outfit for a ballet was a ballet for... I have to fake tan you, and I said, I have to go to a gig, I don't have time. I was like, OK, so they fake tanned the top half of me and the bottom half.
Yeah, I did. We had the classic, he proposed by the bins along Market Street in Manchester, right by Primark and the bins. So we were going to Vegas anyway, and we decided we might as well get married. So I bought my wedding dress the day before in the gift shop. And he, rang up the limo and got the flowers the day before. And we had two friends coming in because we were going to go see Robbie Williams anyway. That's what we were there for. Yeah. The day before, we said, don't be late because we're going to get married. And they knew nothing. And then we went off and we didn't go for Elvis. We had a guy called David Mitchell.
No way.
Not the David Mitchell.
Not the David Mitchell.
You are false.
Yeah.
But you was backstage with him.
My friend who'd invited us, actually, he's friends with all his friends, and I think he's got a soft spot for United. He likes to keep quiet. But we went backstage and we kind of said, we just got married and you were our wedding singer. And he said, well, you're a bit cheap, aren't you? Which is quite true, but it was a brilliant day, and we wouldn't have done it anyway. Anything else, it was.
How's the marriage going, Rachel?
I mean, we've just
5 years going on photographing your husband.
Well,
in less than desirable situations, he has a habit of falling asleep, and you take full advantage, do you?
He works really, really hard, and that's the thing. Especially when he was on Strictly, it's just like a full-time job. So he would fall asleep in the most ridiculous of places, and obviously, as his trusted partner, I took it on myself to take photos and document it.
And decorate him.
A decade now, so I've got approaching 200 photos.
We've got some of there. We've got
Christmas. You can decorate them with some decorations. There were just the kids' toys around there. What?
today's show.
Sounds good.
I think you against each other, and you are going to... Basically, I've spent a lifetime a victim to my own random choices. So we're going to play a game, but also we've been talking about dance. Hey! Can you hold your buzzer in your hand? Give us a... Chill, what's your buzzer? Now, I think the game is going to play some songs. Buzz it. First song. Yes.
I'm going to be terrible at this.
500.
Mama number 5.
It is.
That America by my side.
Let's have another song.
Oh.
Yes, let's have another song. Yes, Rachel.
I've got 21 seconds to go.
It is 21. Yes. We are on the right. Yes, Neil. He buzzed it without knowing. Come on, Rachel.
It's Blur.
Yeah, but what's the song?
Come on, Rachel.
Three Little Birds.
It is by Bob Marley. Let's crack on.
Oh.
Come on. Just like the Stevie Nicks.
I thought it was Destiny's Child.
Edge. Oh, Stevie Nicks. Let's have another one.
Oh.
Come on, well done, Neil. Let's have...
Oh, David.
Rachel, he's leaving. Get your finger ready on the buzzer. Let's have another one. Neil.
Oh, into this. It's ridiculous.
To work out that Neil is there. Come forward, sir. Clay. Rachel Riley. We'll be back.